So I went ahead and pugged a Darkheart Thicket plus 12 tonight, and it went pretty well. I had a little issues here with the cats jumping on folks right to start off with, but we went pretty well. On this next pull here, I'm not sure what one-shots the healer, but there he goes. Must be that one cat that's jumping around. And apparently the healer was having technical difficulty with his healing bars, so we had to wait a second. Something I noticed in a previous run is that I really need to start practicing doing some bigger pulls, uh, especially on weeks like this where the trash isn't terribly difficult. I could probably do more than like this pull here with just two, but we'll something to work on. This next pull here I thought went pretty well. Pretty smooth. I don't believe we lost anybody. So I was able to keep the cats a little more under control. They didn't have very far to jump. And they died pretty quick. I debated here about pulling the mobs on the left with the patrol, but ended up going just with the patrol. We didn't really need the extra mobs for troops. one thing I'm noticing as I watch this again is I really need to work on taking my potions of prolonged power as we go along, not just on boss fights. I'm getting to the point now where you really need that extra oomph on pretty much every pull.
From these woods, or suffer nature's wrath.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Defilers, so it is you who have befouled these woods with the nightmare.
So for this fight, I definitely tried the strategy of moving the boss to the wall. And even though it doesn't seem to do anything as far as when he jumps in cat form on other people, as you can see, we lost a DPS here. It definitely does seem to work on when he turns into a bear. We'll see that here in just a bit. You see there, he turned into a bear and charged, didn't go anywhere. So that probably saved a DPS life or the healer's life, since the bear didn't go off and land on somebody. But then you see on cat, he does. So wish there was a way to stop that from happening, but yeah, see, we've lost the DPS already. And no battle reses. Yeah, see there again, turned to bear, but didn't go anywhere. But cat, he does. Lost our healer, apparently. But we're gonna get it. Whoa, got punted through the fence. And we got it.
In the nightmare. Silence, weakling. When you open your mouth again, it will be to cry for mercy.
So here's another place where I probably should have pulled just all three of those at the same time. It didn't work out too bad because they came along eventually anyway, but probably would have saved a few seconds here if I pulled all three, the tender and the two flowers at the same time. But that's something I got to practice on. Along with, I'm going to take my potions every time I pull. Now this pull actually worked out pretty well. We were able to pull the Dryad by herself, kill her, and then skip the next pack. Usually I have some trouble with this and we get caught and have to deal with them all, but this actually worked out pretty well.
4,
It was kind of during this pull that I realized I hadn't changed some talents over before starting this run. I still had Bone Storm, more or less for from last week's or for just doing World Quest kind of stuff. It really would have been nice to have Blood Mirror during this guy, Dressarion later on, and of course Shade of Xavius at the end to have another cooldown for damage reduction. Got a little worried a couple times when I was in the grip for this guy, um, and really didn't have any way to reduce the damage of it, but didn't die, so that's all good. But would have been better to have the extra damage reduction cooldown to use.
think I have a crush on you. My knees will grow back. Yours, you will be uprooted. A pity you have come this far only to die in the hands of Xavier. An empty threat. You hold no sway over this realm, like Malmor. Bold words for a prison. Even an echo of
I think I got really lucky with this group on this run. I've been in runs in the past where this guy in particular has been an issue, and we took him down really smoothly as well, along with the little 4 ads that come up after him. Never been able to get a group to do the skip well, which I guess is not to be expected on a pug especially, but it'd be nice someday to just work it out that we can skip these guys. Lord knows they don't give us any percentage, I don't think. But still, the group handled them really well. DPS is good, so all to the good. Dress run is a fight that's given me troubles in the past, and I had a little issue with it tonight. Not bad. This group handled it really well. I got out of position a couple times on the downdraft, and I don't know if it was I was in the center at one point and baited the rock fall right under the boss, which is not good, and had a little difficulty getting him to move. But the fight went pretty well, so I was pleased with that. No wipe, which is unusual. Yeah, see that first downdraft, I was way out of position. Should have been right in the center of the hitbox, not at the edge. So I got pushed back almost to the eggs that time. So that rock fall on the side, that's good. Probably should have turned. Yeah. Oh, that was close. Went to center. So that one was better, but I still got pushed out a little bit, so I wasn't quite where I needed to be on that downdraft. I think on this one I do get a whelp, just one, so that's not bad. Oh, didn't dodge the breath. That was stupid. All right, downdraft's coming up. Hopefully I get moved. Yeah, there we go. Right up under the center. You see that? It's like, don't move hardly at all. Okay, so the baited on the Demon Hunter, looks like. Trying to get him to move a little bit. Of course, we're close enough to the end of this fight. Yeah. So there we go. Couldn't quite get under in the center, so I'm picking up some more whelps. But just as the boss dies. So Shade of Xavius was another good fight. Didn't give us a lot of trouble, or at least I didn't think it did. Again, I wish I'd had Blood Mirror for a couple of this. And totally forgot that I had anti-magic shell for his big AoE at 50%. That would have been useful. Did get silenced a couple times, so it was nice to have another melee DPS so I could just move in a little closer to the boss or spin around a little to get out of that. Uh, that's kind of a pain in the butt when you can't use most of your abilities. But again, DPS is really good on this. Boss is going down quick. And gotta remember, you need to use Death Strike more. I'm really pulling up the runic power. And here comes the big explosion. So I would actually weathered that pretty well, even without the blood mirror. But blood mirror would have been nice to have, because as you can see, even when I was pulling the runic power through not using Death Strike, I never thought to use Bone Storm. So it was just kind of a wasted talent row. So for the rest of this week, I've already switched it over to have the blood mirror. That one is getting a little close. Yeah, so here's where I get silenced again, and no DPS close, so I have to kind of run. Oh, got him down. No wipes on this one. And we upgraded the key, so it's all good. And thanks for watching.